Vice President is one of many voicing concern over the Florida Board of Education's newly approved teaching standards for African American history. And 10 Tampa Bay's Aaron Parsegian shows us the controversial change sparking the conversation.
What we continue to say, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly in American history.
Newly approved standards for teaching African American history in Florida schools is facing further criticism this week, in part because the new curriculum includes instructions for middle schoolers to learn, quote, how slaves developed skills which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit.
It's unheard of, it's unconscionable, it's absurd, and it's ridiculous.
Dr. Samuel Wright is the former vice chair of the state's African American History Task Force. He resigned after a slate of new members were appointed last month.
Nobody volunteered to be a slave, so how could they even dare educate children in the state of Florida about that nonsense?
The new standards have also been criticized by the NAACP and the state's largest teachers union, but the Department of Education is defending its approval and the process.
What we should be striving to do is provide our students with all of this information and let them formulate their own opinions. That is what true learning is.
The DOE says the curriculum changes were crafted by more than a dozen educators and academics, two of whom sent us this statement, saying the intent was to show some slaves developed highly specialized trades from which they benefited, adding, any attempt to reduce slaves to just victims of oppression fails to recognize their strength, courage, and resiliency. But with some standards not taking effect until the 24-25 school year, there are groups calling for the board to reconsider.
Cease and desist immediately.
In Tampa, Aaron Parsegian, 10 Tampa Bay.
Over the past couple of months, our 10 Investigates team has taken a deep dive into how Black history is taught in Florida schools. You can find their full reports on our 10 Tampa Bay app.